Valencian communities is in the east of Spain. It has 3 provinces. Valencia is the most populated city with 800,000 inhabitants in the city itself, and 1.5 million people in the metropolitan area. Alicante, in the other hand, is a small, medium city with more or less 350,000 inhabitants, but with a special characteristic related with the coastal area of the province and the tourism. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the development of both systems and the different solutions that were implemented in both areas, because the different conditions led to different solutions. But also I would like to highlight this time also the management or the innovation in the management in a position of the traditional way in which the railway has been carried out in the past. Okay, these key figures, summary of the figures of the FGV, that is it has the two systems, Valencia and Alicante system. Of course, it then has 2 brands, Metro Valencia and Tram de Alicante. It's a narrow gauge rail with. It used to have we used to be 1,900 people, but now the staff is 1,600 people. With you can see that for the these medium city systems. With this size of the cities around the metropolitan area, the length is very long, and this is due to the origin of the systems. Well, FGV was established in 1986, and the system came from the state-owned commuting lines were transferred to the community, to the regional government. So the origin of both systems are commuting lines with a long distance length, or a big length. As main milestones in the company are the tunnel crossing the city center, forming the line 1. That was this tunnel was joining the north lines with the south line. Second important item, was the introduction of the tramway. The modern tramway in Spain, again, this was the first city, Valencia, in which the tramway was reintroduced. Also, another one, well, we will see later on the process of the evolution of the system, so we can check it now. First, to see which is the initial condition in Alicante. Alicante had only one coastal line in the past. It had old rolling stock, very old, and of course the service was not the number of trains per hour was very low also. The Alicante area has a very particular situation. The city is not very big, as mentioned before. It has 350 more or less thousand inhabitants, but the province itself has 2 million people, almost 2 million people. Of these 2 million people in the coastal area, more or less 1 million people are located. That means that 50% of the whole population of the province was in the same area where the old line was. Additionally, it has a lot because there are some very touristic cities there, like Benidorm, Altea, Vilallosa. Then there is a lot of, or an important demand related with tourism. So the decision taken was to preserve the line, not to close it, and invest on it. There was a complete renewal of the line with electrification, and there was a branch extension to the city center of the Alicante. In that way, what it was a commuting line that was arriving to the north of the city, but not entering to the city itself. Now it's a sort of mix of inside city transport system and also a commuting line with the north area to the touristic area, you know. So now with this train-tram introduction, we have it's possible to cover the distance in less than an hour between Alicante and Benidorm. At the end, you see the gray line. Still is a diesel old line, but what you see in the oval is the new system with different branches, different lines, but all based in the same old line, but completely renewed with trams, train trams, the hybrid units, and also tramways. So you can see there are 9 units Boslo hybrid units and 11 Bombardier tramways. As the result of all these changes, we have that in around 5 years, more or less in 5 years, almost to from 2.5 million travelers, we now are up to 6 million travelers. And the second and maybe more important thing, when we ask the customer which are their reasons to use tram, the reasons are not because I have no parking place, I have no other chance. They, in an important percentage, say that they use it because they want to use it. Valencia. Of course, Valencia is a completely different system. Maybe the initial condition of the commuting lines was similar in terms of the length of the line and the dispersion, but it's not the same because the population of the metropolitan area makes it easier to have a system that is more complex and a different development. The initial situation was this one that you can see in the map. Then there was 2 lines, yellow lines in the north, commuting lines that were crossing the north of the city. There was another one, a busy one, that came from the north. Well, the first one, the yellow one, from the northwest of the province, but the other one, the red one, from the north. And from the south, more than 60 kilometers away from the city center, another line that we still have to operate with this length. So you can see that we had a very old rolling stock and a big barrier effect, mainly in the yellow line in the north of the city. So, as you can see, first, a tunnel was built linking the north yellow lines with the south one. This was a sort of big, important milestone within the company and within the system, of course. Another one, important one, was the reintroduction of the tramway in the city by transferring or changing the rest of the commuting line to a tramway line. This was very important because this kind of barrier effect that we had in the past was solved. At the very beginning, we have to say that people was not happy because they used to remember the old tramway with all the problems it used to have with many or some accidents and so on. But in few months, or it was a success. People got used to the new line, and it's now the people is proud of having this line, tramway line. Another important step was to build the tunnel that crossed the city center, and that's especially important because in here we have the commercial and business city center. So now this tunnel was crossing the city in a very important area. Later on was built another branch called Line 5 that also was crossing an important area, going also to the port. Now, in this moment, the system in this area is having 60%, even more, 65% of the transit of the whole demand of the system. And the last movement was to build the extension to the airport and to the port. This is the final map of the Valencia system, Metro Valencia. Which are the main characteristics or the, let's say, the special points that it combines? It still combines some characteristics of the commuting line. It has also in here to the south, it goes 50 kilometers away from the city center. And here it arrives till 20-25 kilometers away. And it has a part that is purely a metro, or roughly a metro, commuting, metro line, and also a tramway. So it's a sort of hybrid system that has everything on it. Of course, accordingly, the rolling stock was completely renewed. Now we have then tramways, Bombardier and Siemens, tram trains, and also metro units. And it's important to say also that the system going far away from the city is in the surface areas open, so it makes also difficult to fight against fare evasion and so on. So later on I will explain you some actions that were important in order to improve also in this subject. In terms of management, in some 8 years ago, we realized that it was important to track precisely the main indicators of the company in terms of quality. So it was decided to certify in the public transport standard UN 13816 the system, the lines. So all the electrified lines are already certified. Even the longest one, it was difficult, the line one. It was difficult because, as you can see, in a surface line quite long like this, it's not easy to keep it vandalism under control. So it was the last one to be certified, but now all of them are, and of course it was decided to go for the ISO 14000 in order to have a proper environmental management system. More than 36 quality indicators are tracked and more than 200 environmental indicators tracked in every depot and workshop. Safety management system introduced. Also, it was decided to introduce a safety management. I think it's one of the I mean, every system in Spain is going for that, but maybe one of the more advanced systems or is being implemented here in Valencia and Alicante systems. Of course, is is related with risk analysis, extensive risk analysis. Safety indicators, of course, are tracked. In-depth analysis, and of course, control, drivers, training, and periodical training. And that's an important thing I want to highlight. It's also that in terms of customer attention has been done a lot of effort in terms of equipment availability indicators that we have linked to customer affection. In terms of every equipment, even rolling stock, we are tracking how we are affecting or the time, the customer time affection in everyone. Even not only what is related with a station, but a segment of the line. That's an important thing. So this kind of customer affection indicators are used for ticketing machines, for vending machines, for escalators and elevators, for rolling stock. Another point, for instance, is the customer attention when there are any complaint. The complaints are fully answered. I mean, it's not valid to say we are looking we are studying your complaint. No, are fully complained, and if it's not possible because the complaint or the thing requires any investment or further work, on it, the customer is answered with this situation, and later on, when it's solved, we remind them that is solved. And another important point that was another thing that I wanted to highlight, because it's related with what I was mentioned, related with the open system that we have, is the introduction of the smart card. It was a really important thing for the system, for the company. First of all, because it improves the quality for the customer. But also, and of course, it makes easier the flow of the customer, of the travelers, in the stations. But there are also benefits related with the fare evasion reduction. That it was, and of course, the availability of the system has been improved dramatically. Also, it helps us because, well, it's important. Maybe it's not quite well expressed in the slide. One thing is faster flow in a station, but another thing is that in an open system like ours, it's not easy to know the flow of the travelers in terms of origin and destination. Of course, our customer is not possible to tell him, please cancel after you have abandoned our installation, our station. So, in terms of this, it's possible to track more the customer or the traveler habits and origin and destinations, because the smart card is able to register not only the last trip but the previous ones. So we can infer, we can do the algorithms to know exactly, or with very accuracy, the flow of the travelers in our system. And that's another change today. Now, in terms of customer attention, the social media is an important tool, and also an important danger also, of course. But we have implemented now some managers in called, how is called the position? I can't remember now. Sorry, translators. I mean, is the en español, pero es que tampoco me acuerdo. The community managers, is community manager. Okay, sorry. So we have people that is fully dedicated to the attention of the different, and also it's an important tool for us, because it seems unbelievable that in some cases we can have the report of the social media before than with our normal standard flow of information in with our staff. In terms of this, maybe well, it arrives to complete conversations of the different participants, I mean, and of course also in Facebook. Well, at the end of the day, we are trying to modernize, to have a modern system, not only in terms of infrastructure and rolling stock, but also in the way it's operated and managed. We have installed solar panels in all our in the roofs of our depots and workshops. Also, we are involved in a freight rail transport company, and we consider safety as a cornerstone of And last but not least, we introduce efficiency and a strategic initiative in our system. As a summary, we try to combine railway tradition with modern operation and management practices. Both systems were quite different, so we had to implement different solutions. Light rail and tramway are basic in both systems. Our company was the first one in reintroducing the modern tramway in Spain. Of course, it has been big investment were done in order to have all this done, and we try to bid for quality, accessibility, and sustainability in both systems, tram and Metro Valencia. And that's all.